Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome back to my channel. And it's week 14 of the Margaret Miller weekly collage prompts. Here are all the prompts we're working with. We'll discuss them in the video. And then this is some Franken paper. Well, it's not sewn, it's masterboards that I make on the back of like catalog pages. um, so I just have these in my stash. I use my scraps and make these up. I love having bukus of these. Like having 10 sheets is sometimes just doesn't even feel like enough. For all of my friends who have been here a long time, you know what time of day this video was recorded. This is my nighttime bowl of fruit that my hubby brought me. I rarely record a video at night. It's usually in the morning and it's usually on Saturday, but this week was an exception. Okay, so one of the prompts was the front or back of a playing card, and I have these here. So they're super funny, quite entertaining. Women over 40 are better because, and then there's lots of reasons in this card stack. But I really wanted the Queen of Hearts because this week's prompts I put into an Alice in Wonderland theme of the Queen of Hearts. As soon as I saw a playing card, I thought of her, off with their heads, and couldn't resist. But I wanted to show you some of these. These all came from a local thrift store called The Caring Place. And I thought they were just too good to pass up and had planned on, crafting with them. They're to alter, they're to play with in my craft room. And then I went to my Printables file, and I love these Printables so much. You've probably seen me use them many times on my channel because I love them that much. And then it's time to fussy cut all of these out. So I'm just cutting them off the page first. I'm going to play around with some other elements and then fussy cut these out. I also printed off this checkered background, kind of like a chessboard, and got that ready. Now, for the Franken paper, you may be wondering why I pulled that. I'm going to make my own frame. I have been wanting to make a video for you guys showing you, because Tim Holtz released some frames where it's basically just like what I'm doing now, but on a smaller scale. And I've been wanting to do that for my No Dies No Problem. And I always talk about my No Dies No Problem, and then I don't make the videos. I've got to just make it happen. But what I'm doing here is first I'm trimming the paper down to the size that I need to fit on my page, which for this one, I just had to cut off that one edge, and this will fit perfectly. And I'm making a large frame for my entire page. So I make sure that I have that to the size that I like. And then I didn't even measure it here, but I'm just using my my trimmer to cut out the frame. My trimmer has markers on it to show exactly where the blade cuts, which really helps in projects like this. Initially I pulled out the Magic Mat because I was just going to cut it with a razor blade, and then I was like, this will be so much easier on my trimmer. So that's why I ended up using the trimmer. But you could use an X-Acto knife or, a craft knife and a cutting mat to do this, or your trimmer, however it's easiest. Obviously, I don't think anybody has a die this large. It's unnecessary. So I'll put that other inside piece off to the side and use it again later. And this will be my frame, and then I'll put my checkerboard behind it. So again, I just need to trim this down now to where it fits nicely behind. I talked about last week how sometimes I really feel like I'm in the groove of connecting the dots of these prompts to find themes. And so on the day when I was like feeling groovy like that, I went ahead and wrote on the backs of all of my well, of 4 of my weekly prompts, what theme I was going to use. And so this is the first week where I've gone to my prompts and I already had it figured out. And that was such a relief. Like, it was so easy. I had already envisioned it, already knew it would be Alice in Wonderland. So all I had to do was gather the supplies. I definitely recommend that if you're finding themes. A lot of people collage without a theme, and a lot of people do abstract, and I love all of it. But I just wanted to follow up and mention that and remark about how well that really worked for me. Okay, so I have everything glued down. Sorry, there's a big storm that just hit all of a sudden. Okay, now I have everything fussy cut out. I have used those teapots over and over and over in my card making. I love them. I love tea. I'm a big tea drinker, so maybe that's why, and I've always loved teapots. And now I'm just trying to kind of lay everything out, stage everything, how I want things to look. There was too much space down at the bottom, so I brought in the lace, and now this is kind of looking like a table setting to me. And I like that. It's funny because I'd have to look back, but I did another table setting with the big cake and the bird. Y'all remember that? And so it's kind of funny to have a second one. So I'm using my PVA glue and to glue my lace down. It will hold forever. I'm not worried about it. And I use my silicone brush to kind of tap it in and make sure that the glue is between all the lacy bits. And now I'm ready to glue these other pieces down. This collage came together really quickly. I had no other choice. It was late. Like, fruit is the last thing of the day. So if you see a fruit bowl, that means you got about 30 minutes before it's bedtime. Oh my gosh. Last night I went to bed at 8:30. I'm such a wild child, in bed by 8:30. I was exhausted. I've been working like 10 to 12-hour days and haven't had a day off. Well, except for Sunday when I had a migraine this week. But yeah, I'm exhausted. So I needed rest and I went to bed, and it felt glorious to crawl into bed at 8:30. It felt like a treat. I felt lucky and happy to do it. Okay, so here it is, my teapot and my card. I kind of loved covering up everything about that card. I really wasn't that much into that card because it was about drinking. I don't drink. So I liked that I was able to just keep the tops of everyone's head and the sentiment at the top. And I loved using this card for the spread. I definitely think I needed the Mad Hatter in this because this is all a little mad, right? And I thought that playing card really was a bit mad as well. When I mean mad, I mean crazy. So I had these glitter butterflies in my stash, and I really feel like they pulled this thing all together. It's always those little touches, right? So let's talk about the prompts real quick before the video ends. It's a border or a frame, check. A handwritten measurement. Well, that's what I'm about to work on, but then I abort mission. So let's just scratch that one off the list for me. I'm not using it. Something with a lid or a cover, that's the teapot. The front and back of a playing card, we've discussed it. A leaf or leaves all around my roses. And the bonus was something torn, which is what I'm doing now. So I took the same brown paper that I introduced to you guys in the Willy Wonka collage from last week, and I'm pretty sure, in fact, I'm about 100% sure I forgot to link it. I will try to remember for this video. And I tore a piece of the paper and then I wrote 8 by 10 on it and didn't like it. So what I just did is, I'm so happy that sheets of paper have both sides. I just put glue on that side, turned it over and glued it down. And then I didn't want to just have like one torn piece of paper on my collage. So I end up kind of using it more like washi tape, or how I think people use washi tape sometimes. And I decide to tear off multiple pieces, as you see there on the right. And I'm just going to kind of scatter these throughout the collage and end up really liking it. So just like how the 3 butterflies, I feel like, pulled this whole collage together, these little torn pieces of paper did that for me as well. And it made more sense to have them kind of scattered on the collage than just to have one random one there for me. But I really do love how it all came together. I'm so looking forward to next week's collage because I've already got a theme. I can't remember what it is. And that's fine. It's written on the back and it'll be there for me when I need it, which is so great. So here you can see I wrote Alice in Wonderland on the back of this one. So this means I'm all done with this collage. Let me show you how the final project turned out. This Frankenpaper border is just lovely. I love all the details. It definitely feels like a little scene from Alice in Wonderland. I just adore it. It would have been so funny if they shrunk the Queen of Hearts and put her on their table as a decoration. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this video and that you get crafty today and that you have a blessed day. And I'll see you all of you guys next time. Bye.